hip hop everywhere, and that's kind of just what I gravitated to. The look, the way that like the whole P Diddy era when he was like taking over and everybody looked like that and all the flashy shit. That's kind of what I was brainwashed to think it really was, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was hard. I'm not the hardest kid. A lot of my music is super emotional. A lot of my music is super psychological. Um, has a lot of dream essence to it. Has a lot of spiritual essence. Has a lot of love, romance. When I say violence, it's more like dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts. Violence in terms of like toxic relationships and shit like that. You know, times that I've been a certain way as a man or even as a young man growing up. So that's kind of who I always been. I'm not this tough guy on the street. I don't come from that life. To be clear, I don't come from rags to riches. My story is the opposite. I come from riches to rags. Like it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. But I'm actually proud to say that because I come from, my own bedroom, plasma screen TV in my house, like Super Nintendo the day it came out, PlayStation 1 the day it came out. My dad had all this shit. I had like 3 cars all the time. Every year there was like 3 new cars. I was in drop tops with my father. I had the ability, like, some kids are like, oh, you got to open the door. My dad was like letting me and my brother jump over the whip like gangsters and shit, like just super cool. We were like renting games all the time. I had life was good for me. But that's not what I wanted. Like in some real,
life to be good.
It's not that I didn't want life to be good. It's just I grew up spoon fed and not taught how to spoon feed myself.
Okay.
And that's like deeper for the people who think I'm being simplistic who listen to this. I'm not talking about like I can't feed myself. I cook, I clean, I take care of my life. I know I'm still here. I'm 26, so I did it. But like, bro, I still have problems calling the doctor to make a fucking appointment is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know, like as most millennials, we probably do, which is fine. But I don't think that is appropriate. I think at a certain point you should be able to do that. And I didn't really have that. My dad tried to really put me on the like, you're independent shit. But then every time I started doing independent stuff, it kind of just felt like, well, no, that's not what we want you to do. Like I don't feel like I got much support. And that goes into another conversation of me having ADHD. But to full circle all of this, because I know I went on a tangent with the music and becoming a rapper, I related to them. When they talk about the struggle on the streets,
Which rappers? Which rappers?
Dude, anybody. Lil Wayne, Eminem. I had Lil Wayne, Eminem, Young Jeezy. I had P. Diddy. I had, the old school Tupac tracks that we were playing. I had fucking Chameleonaire. I had Eminem. I had Dr. Dre. Like,
question. Let's go. Big question. So you're like what? Let's say like what? 16, 17? No, at this point.
Whoa. No.
How old were you at this point when you're like being inspired by all these rappers
12,
and you decide?
12. I was.
Okay, so you're like. So you're like 12.
Hold on. Like, at 12 years old, I had the Eminem Encore album. I requested that for my birthday.
Fresh.
Explicit.
Did you get the explicit version?
Yeah, bro. My dad gave me the explicit. Yo,
right.
My dad was like, fine, we'll get it.
So the question is, how did you consume the music? Were you bumping albums back then, or was it singles?
Nah,
was it like, yo, this track's hot, this track's... Because you would have had like iPods and all that crap by then, right? Like you were like...
I had an MP3. I had like a blue little MP3 thing that I had to like press buttons on the side and shit. But yeah, no. How do I say this? I'm gonna go back to the social media, not the social media, but like the MTV stuff. I consumed music that way. So
whatever had a music video.
Well, that was the only way I could. Like I didn't have probably I did have YouTube, but like I didn't really know many artists like that to be going on YouTube and searching. I can't even remember when YouTube came out anymore. I'm probably sure I had it at 12. Most likely.
I believe it's 2006.
Yeah, so I probably had it at 12. I'm not even like...
But like also YouTube back then was something that was a little more college age, so it makes sense that like kids wouldn't be all up on YouTube.